After 1 year of investigations at the National Police Service coming to the defense of the police officer, the career policeman was later arrested and charged before a court of law with the murder of Kenneth Mwangi. Here is part 2 of Casefiles, Katitu the Slayer. April 2013, a 26-year-old young man is gunned down in broad daylight at Githurai 45 bus terminus in Kasarani. An undercover police squad nicknamed Spiv reports to their seniors that the man they killed was a notorious phone snatcher in the company of 7 other gangsters. In an official report penned by the squad, Kenneth Kimani Mwangi had been killed after shootout. The report does not indicate who pulled the trigger. For 1 year, 2 organizations, the Independent Medical Legal Unit IMLU and the Independent Police Oversight Authority IPOA, that oversees police excesses, embarked on a highly charged investigation. The National Police Service had stood its ground that Kenneth Kimani Mwangi was a gangster, while IPOA and IMLU maintaining the 26-year-old man was a victim of extrajudicial killing. At the time, the identity of the police officer who gunned down Kimani was unknown. Katitu was a darling in the file and rank of the National Police Service, but he was a thorn in the flesh for young men of Githurai 45. It wasn't until months later that it emerged that Kenneth or Kim was a victim of a trigger-happy police officer, Tatas Musila, alias Katitu. Kenneth was not alone. His older brother will face the similar fate in the hands of the trigger-happy police officer. This was 3 days after the Director of Public Prosecutions ordered for Katitu's arrest. It is alleged Katitu was the man who gunned down Oscar Mwangi in broad daylight. IMLU says Oscar had received several threats from Katitu. Oscar being a victim of yet another family shooting involving the police. Weeks later, Titus Musila alias Katitu was formally charged before a Nairobi court for the murder of Kenneth Mwangi as a witness protection agency in a panic move moved the rest of the family members to Norway. The prosecution lined up several witnesses, among them a man who saw Katitu pull the trigger. The witness, the name withheld, told Casefiles they met up hours later with Kimani.
Around 12. Nikapigia the late Kim, nikampigia simu akuje tuone game ya juu. Alikuwa anapenda Liverpool sana, lakini alikuwa fan wa Man U. Akuje tuone game ya Liverpool na Everton, ange make it juu alikuwa na mtoto wa sister yake Jasmine.
The witness says the police officer was a man he knew way too well.
Tukamit hapo kwa roundabout Githurai 45. Tukaongea. Sasa vile tulikuwa tuna part ways, ndio alimit na huyo polisi Katitu commit na yeye, walikuwa wanaongea. Hata mimi vile niliona wakiongea nikafikiria ni normal.
Indeed, the witness says when he saw Katitu and Kimani having an animated chat, he thought the outcome would be obvious. Kimani will be arrested, but his friends will secure his release after parting with some money. But things took a turn for the worse.
Niliona akanisukuma, akatoa gun, akaanza kumshoot. Unajua mwenyewe niliisha nguvu hata kwa magoti.
Rooted on the same spot from the horror unfolding in front of his eyes, the man who witnessed Katitu gun down a man he knew for some time gathered courage, turned around and started running for his life.
So ndo kuna polisi mwingine alikuwa amevaa black, tracksuit ya black na kofia ya black. Alikuwa anakuja direction yangu na ameshika gun. Sasa ndo mimi nilianza tu kukimbia. So mimi usema gani, sijui ni God ama ni nini juu ile commotion ilikuwa hapo, watu kutoroka juu ya hizo sauti za gun. Ndo alafu mimi nilikuwa mwanaspoti, kwa hivyo kama ni kuenda. Unaona? Ando niliendaga nikaruka upande ingine ya highway karibu hata nigongo na gari.
But in his defense, Katitu told the court he was not the man who killed Kimani on the material day. He just gave chase while shooting in the air, only to discover Kimani dead. Kimani maintains he was lying on the ground with a mobile phone in his hands moments later. Appearing before Justice Wakiaga, Katitu claimed he never saw the man who gunned down Kimani after he ran behind a stationary motor vehicle. Indeed, a ballistic expert who testified during the 4-year murder trial told the court a bullet lodged in Kimani's skull did not originate from Katitu's firearm, let alone his 2 other colleagues on the crime beat on the material day. Alex Mwandiro told Justice Wakiaga that none of the 3 pistols issued to police constables Boynet, Amemba and Katitu fired the fatal shot that claimed the life of the 26-year-old footballer Kenneth Mwangi.
Hakuwa na grudge na Kim, alikuwa na grudge na brother yake Oscar. Unaona? Juu on Thursday alipromise ataua Oscar. That was on Thursday. Alisema mimi personally aliniambia umeona Oscar? Hapana. Oscar nikimwambia Oscar nitapatana na yeye ndanyonga yeye. Ndio alikuwa anasemanga ndanyonga yeye na ama aende reserve. Nikipatana na yeye hapa tena aende reserve. Okay. Hiyo ilikuwa Thursday. Alafu on Friday anaua brother yake. Juwali Oscar vile nilimwambia wewe toka hapa, unania kikupata hapa na wewe unamjua atakuua tu. Unaona? Akaniambia ati alimpigia simu, wakaongea, wakatukanana kwa simu. Oscar na nani? Walikuwa wanashindanga huko majengo kwa madawa za kulevya huko chini. Walikuwa wanashindaga huko hivyo. Najua huko ndio alikuwa anatoaga ma information. Sasa walikosana, sijui walikosania nini. Lakini yeye alipromise ataua Oscar alafu anaua Kim.
However, but records of firearms movements seen by the court painted suspect display of a massive cover-up. Normally, police officers return their guns for safekeeping at the end of the day and pick them up when resuming work. In instances where police officers using a pistol, the armorer, the man who issues firearms to a police officer, allocates one with 15 rounds of ammunition. Police Constable member and Boynet were issued with 15 rounds of ammunition apiece, but only Katitu got 12. There was no explanation given by the police. The prosecution lined up several witnesses during the 4-year trial, but many of them turned around and testified in favor of Katitu. But a star witness who saw Katitu pull the trigger painted him as a trigger-happy police officer. Casefiles takes a short break.